Black and Paper presents Chat Cinema. Chat Cinema, I'm here with Christine and Steve. Today we're going to talk about the streaming services because the streaming services have really upended the entire film industry. We're going to start off talking about Steven Spielberg, who happened to be at the launch of Apple TV Plus, but he hates Netflix, or he doesn't want Netflix films to be contenders for the Oscar for the Best Pictures. He doesn't feel they should qualify, which is really strange. What do you guys think?
I'm very. Has Steven Spielberg gone on to explain himself? Because I don't know why anybody would be against. Because I've heard him say in the past that he supports young filmmakers, and new talent and everything. So why would he not want independent filmmakers, doing this? It sounds on the surface like possibly he's got an issue with Netflix over something else.
I don't know. He just said that they are not worthy Oscar material, or they shouldn't be awarded, or be having the possibility to entry an award because they are not on the big screen. They are only on Netflix, or maybe 1 week or so they have an extra release. So this is why what he said before he started promoting Apple TV Plus, which is the same thing.
Yeah, which
so
is
this is a little bit bizarre, and I don't think that he explained himself about the issue by now, maybe tomorrow, who knows. And I think the whole conversation or the whole subject is very, very complicated.
Well, right now, because we know Cannes is coming up, Cannes doesn't allow Netflix films at the festival, and Netflix pulled out. They're going to show everything at Venice. They're going to have a lot of entries at Venice and Toronto, which I think is really sad because, I always tell people, the big studios are no longer interested in making small films. Filmmakers have to go to Netflix or Amazon to get a film made. Roma.
Absolutely.
Of course, they give more possibilities to a more diverse range of directors and also female directors to prove themselves or to make a smaller movie, and to deal with other subjects than Spider-Man or X-Men or whatever man. This is the point. And Netflix, they said in a post, I think on Twitter or so, that they really love cinema, and there's no contradiction between their work and cinema. Because they want to give access to old people, so also people living in an area where there's not a cinema around the corner anymore.
Absolutely.
And we are living in Berlin, where we are very, very lucky because we have a big range of cinemas.
Yes.
And they say they also enjoy releases at the same time everywhere, so that people don't have to wait 3 months or longer. And what was the third point? That they have more filmmakers that can share their art in different ways.
Now, this I do agree with. I do think, in my opinion, Netflix and Amazon, they've given a lot of people opportunities that the big studios would not have given.
Yeah, sure. As we said, films like Roma and other more maybe difficult subjects and so show on. But on the other hand, one day we will want to go to the cinema next corner, and it isn't there anymore because we all started watching all our own movies on Netflix and Amazon. So I think we have to find some kind of cooperation or liaison between cinemas, especially maybe the more art house cinemas and streaming services, so that both existed, because some films I want to see on the big screen. I don't want to see them on my laptop.
Steve, what do you think?
No, absolutely. I mean, I absolutely love Berlin for that, and it's one of the few cities possibly in the world now. Especially outside UK and possibly the US as well, where you've got so many independent cinemas in the same city, because in a lot of cities now, say in the UK as an example, you're lucky if you have one or two independent cinemas. You know,
Really? So
yeah.
it's
It's
not
really
that
got that bad now. Like, even in London, there's very few independent cinemas left. There's much more in Berlin, and it's like communities in enthusiasts, because here they seem to value and enjoy more the actual going to the cinema. And I'm also of that point of view. Okay, it's an exception when maybe you're a big sort of film cineast or historian or something, but I would much rather go and go to the Arsenal cinema, for example, and see a film from 20 years ago than watch it online or DVD. I just want to see it on the big screen, because some of my favourite films I've not seen on the big screen yet. Which first time I caught on DVD or.
And going to the cinema is also something else than watching it alone. You have this
community spirit.
yes,
feeling,
absolutely. People laughing together, crying or whatever. So this is totally different, and you're much more focused on a film because you are sitting in the dark and it's only the screen and you, and Breck sitting next to you, leaving after after 5 minutes because the film is boring. But this is totally different. So. Yeah, I think we have to find a way that both can coexist, because I'm not naive. I know the whole cinematic landscape is shifting because of Netflix and Amazon Prime, etc. And also,
And
I'm also
accessibility now.
yes, accessible. Yeah, sure. But I still want to have this going to the cinema together.
I totally agree. I mean, it's great to go to the cinema with friends as a social evening as well. But I don't mind going to the cinema. Not at all. In fact, I do that most of the time. Go to the cinema on my own.
Yeah.
Because you still, even if you don't know these people personally, you're still kindred spirits. You're still part of this community.
Yeah.
And I really
think,
enjoy that.
Yeah, and I think comedies are much more fun watching and laughing together than sitting there alone. I laugh much more in the cinema than in front of the TV.
I don't know. It's according to the movie, because if I'm like she said, if I'm in a movie and I get bored, okay, I'm leaving. I don't care. But like I said before, when it comes to Netflix and Amazon Prime, my opinion is, hey, it's technology. The world is changing, and the film industry has to change with it. And theaters, I want them to evolve and survive, but hey, like I said before, some things survive, some things don't. I think movie theaters will always be around.
I hope so. But
independent cinemas, I don't know, but because we live in Berlin, so it's really hard because there's so many.
yeah, but even there, as I said before the forecast, we used to have 20 on Kurfürstendamm, and now there are 2 left. So even there's a lot of changing going on.
That was 20 on Kudam itself?
Yeah.
Wow.
Kudam,
So you're not including Kantstrasse?
No, just Kudam. Yeah.
No, a lot of the like the Zara on Kudam, that was an old cinema.
Yeah.
The Tommy Hilfiger
Yeah.
store. I remember when
Oh.
those were cinemas.
Yeah.
The Apple store was the cinema.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of cinemas on
Kind
Kudam.
of irony.
Yeah, exactly. But like I said before, but we still think Netflix is a force for good in cinema, or how do we feel about Netflix? And
Well,
Let's say
it's ambiguous. I definitely agree with. I support the idea of independent films getting made and young filmmakers with challenging subjects coming through to stop the sort of potentially bland or
there's going to be more Marvel films.
But I don't want to have only Marvel films in cinema and the rest on Netflix or Amazon Prime. So I still hope for some more open cooperation and other ways of going on. Yeah.
I mean, we are very lucky in Berlin, but I think people living in London, especially independent, your Jeff Andrews and your Ben Bradshaws of the world, they've probably seen the choice outside of their press screenings. They've probably seen the choice diminish of independent releases.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, there are no big independent releasing companies anymore, actually. I think they're all pretty much gone. I don't know. Well, okay, 24 in the United States, but I don't know if there are any big independent Weinstein is gone.
Yes.
Yeah. Why that?
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. But yeah, I don't.
France.
Pathé?
Pathé.
Yeah,
Pathé,
Pathé,
yeah, I don't know
yeah,
what their
but
shit-
there's
what the
some
shit-
European, some German, but that's all on a much smaller scale.
Right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was one in London called Artificial Eye.
Yeah.
German guy actually, Andy Engel, who was based in London, but he died, and but the company seems to have.
So maybe the big streaming services are the savior of independent cinema and new filmmakers.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
But
It's all open. The future is open.
But it's.
But I think it's for the good in some ways.
It's a big. I feel it's a big state of flux, which has been going on the last 10, 15
Yeah.
years.
Right.
I think with the fast pace of technology as well.
Right.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
may not be around. I mean, as a college student, I worked at Blockbuster.
Huh.
What does that tell you during university years? And where's Blockbuster now? Ooh, yeah. So, okay, so stay tuned for more conversations from Chat Cinema. Take care. Ciao.